Just because you've gone to Thailand and you love Thai food, maybe just think about it. Am I really the one to be fronting up at a Thai restaurant? Am I?
During COVID, obviously we've seen that there was no Ramadan prayers for 1 year, and also there was no opportunity to break bread together within the mosques.
It was so sudden for us because at one point I remember it was a Saturday and we were working and we thought the clientele was very low, and then by the Monday it was all kind of low.
Hi, I'm Fozia Ismail. I set up a Somali supper club a few years back called Arawello Eats. Arawello was kind of a defiant Somali queen. She's like a mythical figure in Somali mythology, so I loved calling the supper club that. So I set it up really in response to what I miss Somali food, but also I found Bristol quite racist actually. Like when I moved from London to Bristol, it was the first time I experienced properly direct racism, as in like someone said people like you shouldn't breed. So there's racism built into the financial structuring of how food systems work, so you could be, if you took the names out, if you took the ethnicities out, if you took everything out, and you have the same financial model as, say, a white business, you're still, it makes no sense. You're 4 times less likely to get that funding. There are a lot of black businesses dealing with structural racism, and I think a lot of food businesses don't want to recognise that and don't want to talk openly about some of the things that are holding a lot of the black food businesses back. I'm trying to use any privilege that I have to challenge and give more opportunities to street food businesses or mentoring other businesses that might be coming through. But the food media world doesn't really help. There's a real tourism element, as if you're, I don't know, there's something a bit like voyeuristic, like you're going into where the ethnics are and their food. Let's have a look at what they're, oh my God, it's so colourful, It's like you just get that kind of feel from these people, and it's like, wow, you just really, fundamentally, there's something about the way you approach it that you just don't see us as people, like, I don't know, you just don't see us as like normal people. I did an essay on the food landscape and food as resistance, basically. So it's called A Way of Seeing Which We Learn Food as Resistance. How does a person of colour navigate through landscapes dominated by white-centric thought and action? Let them eat sambusa. In this paper, I will explore the theme of food and paper, food and landscape from the perspective of race. I believe that the African food landscape is dynamic and evolving scene, one that's constantly shaped by power relations. These power relations determine what is consumed, what is considered cuisine, who gets to decide, and importantly, how knowledge about consumption is produced and shared, including the role that the digital landscape plays in making food knowledge more accessible for sub-Saharan Africans across the diaspora. In a country that is increasingly hostile to people considered not truly British, this paper more than anything is about resisting that hostility and finding solace in food.
I'm Abdul Malik, I'm the chair of Eastern Mosque. We hold community dialogue. We have a church that's right across the mosque. And we form kind of unity at certain occasions, especially during Ramadan and Christmas and Easter. Throughout the kind of year we look for opportunities to work together. During COVID, obviously we've seen that there was no Ramadan prayers for 1 year, and also there was no opportunity to break bread together within the mosque. So it was going to be very difficult to break bread outside with all the COVID rules. But they didn't stop us as a community. We came together. We have strengthened ourselves, I would say. We support the food bank across the road that delivers to many communities. We also did food packages ourselves and food vouchers on behalf of the mosque. So a voucher of £5 or £10 would be given to a family during Ramadan, and they could use it to whatever they thought was going to be useful for them. So they could go to a halal meat shop, or they could go to a grocery shop, and they could even buy their clothes from selected retailers that we have kind of been working with. I feel that COVID has been an experience that's been very, very negative in a lot of ways, but it's also had its very, very positive impact on the community. So people have learned how to work digitally. We've learned how to hold madrasas and how to be able to kind of communicate with the community in a new way. And I don't think we would have ever been able to move forward if we didn't have COVID that was going to restrict us from our physical activity. So that's been very positive. I also feel that the fact that communities have come together and we've found that hunger and deprivation has no boundary of religion or skin or kind of language. So that kind of brings the community together, and it kind of makes the mosques and the church places a focal point for these type of activities. And it also, for me, it's meant that we've been able to share space with the church. We've been able to share space with people from different religions. And I don't think that opportunity would have ever come about if we weren't in this very, very dire situation. I feel that's really positive, and COVID has brought out the best in all of us.
So this is Gloucester Road. Along here you've got lots of different cafes. You've got Persian food station here. You've got Persian Korean restaurant just down called Pur and Paw. This is Three Wise Monkeys. It's one of the best grocers for vegetables you can get across Bristol. I love all their produce. I love the fact it's always lots of fresh fruit and veg. They sell amazing fresh herbs, and they sell some of those Arabic products that I can't get anywhere else for my food. So yeah, this is it. Three Wise Monkeys.
Hello, my name is Patricia Alvarez. I'm married with 3 children, and I've been in England for about nearly 45 or more years. We came here as political refugees from Chile. Kind of 24 years ago we started this shop, La Ruca meaning in Chile a house made of hay and earth. I always had a very love for Gloucester Road because when we first came to England, I used to do a lot of campaigning for my brother who was in prison at the time. And Gloucester Road was the place where I could find a lot of support. And the people here are very from different backgrounds, and they're always very accommodating. Whoever is coming to this road and accepting of your culture as well as your ideologies. It was so sudden for us because at one point I remember it was a Saturday and we were working, and we thought the clientele was very low, and then by the Monday it was all kind of locked, and it was sudden change of all my staff had to leave, and just me and my husband left alone. So hoping that it was going to be a short term, it didn't go that way. The community is people who accommodate whoever comes from, whoever ideology, color or race or sex, and accept you as you are. And Gloucester Road, it has been a very big example to me of that. I've been supported by a lot of people here, people who they have become like a family to us, and it's really something very important to our life, the Gloucester Road. We hope to continue to provide good quality food for the community, fair prices, and organic food, a change in your diet. People have been greatly welcome to my way of cooking, which is a lot of pulses and beans. And you wouldn't believe that little children just born eating a massive chimichanga with black beans and cheese, and it's so nice to see that children kind of they're not eating just McDonald's. Today I'm making a simple dal with lots of things in it. Made a basmati rice with spinach to give it color and make it a bit more interesting. And I will mix it with my ready-made dough that I just made, with vegetables, with lots of ginger. It's not hot, it's not very hot, but it's very pleasant to the taste. So my husband said. I tend to cook a lot of vegan food because then it's gluten-free, because people are changing in their diet, consuming more gluten-free and dairy-free products. And this is dough with the difference. Then we do chimichangas, which are really nice, and we sell a lot of these, and these are black beans with the cheese and fresh spinach. And I do tortillas. These are fried in the pan, and the best seller we have, because it's not very spicy, has got lots of flavor, and black bean is my main ingredient. And this is my little kitchen.